Hello, it is I, Ramses the 800th. It's an honor to make your acquaintance once again, and today we're going to be talking about Warhammer 40,000. Woo! Specifically, I want to talk about the new edition that's coming out. If you don't know, the new edition of Warhammer is coming out, 11th edition, and right now GW is focusing on releasing these faction focuses, which focus on factions, if you couldn't tell. And specifically, I want to talk about my faction, the best faction, the only faction, the thousandsons. I'm going to go over 4 potential ideas that I have for detachments that we could get. We do already have some basis from the other Chaos detachments that we've seen. We've so far seen World Eaters, Death Guard, Standard Chaos Space Marines, and tomorrow, from the time I'm recording this video, we're going to be getting Emperor's Children. So what potential detachments could we get? So we know that they're focusing on specific units or specific like types in the army that you can use to enhance something that you already have. My first idea for a detachment that they could give us is a detachment that focuses on helping walkers / specifically Sekitar robots. Sekitar in competitive are pretty good. They are infiltrators and they already kind of hit hard, especially with their flamers. Something that I've always wanted to do is to be able to take the Sekitar that kind of feel like bodyguard units and connect them to a sorcerer. And maybe if they do release a detachment that focuses on Sekitar, that could be one of the enhancements that you can give. You can give a sorcerer an enhancement that lets them join a squad of Sekitar and kind of be like its bodyguard almost. For the detachment rule, I don't really know. Maybe something to do with the being next to a Sekitar robot squad, basically making them overcharge where they hit a little bit more, or you let them re-roll certain things. And you probably wouldn't be able to take this with the original vehicle detachment we have, a Warpforged Cabal, because that would be obviously a little too strong. But something like that would be really nice. Maybe a stratagem that lets you move through walls with like Sekitar robots, or if you're going with the walkers in general, that your walkers go through walls pretty easily. Something like that. Something nice, right? A 1-point detachment focusing on like your walkers, not the Defiler because that's a little too strong, but like your Hellbrutes, your Sekitar, your Mauler Fiends, and your Forge Fiends. That would just be really interesting and let you want to use them as like support in other detachments. Another detachment I would like to see is a mutant-focused detachment. I know we already have the Zangor one, but it used to be a mutant detachment. Now it's kind of just only the Zangor one. So something that kind of helps your spawn, or a Mutalith Vortex Beast exclusive detachment where you just make them stronger, like make them regenerate a little bit more. Maybe something, right? Give them something because they got their abilities taken away from the mutant detachment. Or keeping with the mutant idea, you could go similar to the culted mutation, where you're giving your sorcerers and your characters more melee focused combat, making them a little bit hittier, a little bit stronger in combat, and making them more physical threats. Maybe up their toughness with an enhancement, maybe up their numbers of attacks, maybe give them an enhancement that lets them swing with multiple weapons. Just feel a little bit more chaosy. Or if you want to stick with the actually helping like Chaos Spawn, you could give an enhancement to an upgrade to the Chaos Spawn, making them flesh change, which gives them a psychic attack, which lets them have like something like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting because one common thing for us thousandsons is the fact that the sorcerers still suffer from the flesh change to a certain extent. So something like that, which is like flesh change or an ability that lets your Chaos Spawn have psychic attacks, would be really nice, especially since psychic now does something. Psychic attacks are immune to modifiers, specifically negative modifiers. So doesn't matter if you're going to somebody with cover, doesn't matter if you're going to somebody that's hidden. If you're hitting them with a psychic attack, they don't have any chance of being saved from it. The third detachment that I think would be really cool is another rubric detachment. And again, I'm kind of focusing a little bit more on getting physical because that's something that we don't really have. Maybe kind of like the World Eaters, we have a detachment that focuses on making your Scarab Occult Terminators even more scary. Maybe giving them like the upgrade of Rebind Rubrici, where since we have the heal keyword, we can give them the keyword of heal, and if they have a character in them, they can just bring back models, which make all of them even scarier. Or you have a Rubric squad that has an upgrade that lets them hit a little bit harder in melee. Something to give Rubric squad a little bit more flavor. Because Rubric squads are our core army. They're the whole point, right? They're our base marine. But they don't really do a lot in melee combat. So giving us something to make them a little bit scarier in melee would be really interesting and would also change up how you use a Rubric squad. And finally, how I imagine a change for the Hexwarp Thrallband. I do think they're going to revamp that one. They kind of have to, since it's our Grotmus detachment. I think Hexwarp Thrallband, as it is now, is going to be gutted. It's not going to be the way it was before. I think it's going to be similar to the Librarian Enclave that Space Marines have, where it doesn't have any stratagems, it doesn't have anything really specific. It's just all about making your sorcerers stronger. Your sorcerers, your demon princes, your characters, your Infernal Masters, making all of them even more scary with the upgrades, and maybe as a detachment ability, kind of like the rubrics have, where it's like if you're attacking something on an objective, you can change it. You can get like an extra a boost to something, or this attack hits a little bit harder, or this attack gets a little bit extra damage, something like that. Just quick, simple, something nice. I don't know when we're gonna get it. This is a pretty short video. I just wanted to get my ideas, out there. I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think are for Thousand Sons is going to be a really good detachment ideas or potential changes to Hexwarp Thrallband? Do you like the idea of having a more mutant focused detachment? Do you like the idea of having a rubric focused detachment again, or the Secator focused detachment that I was talking about before? What do you guys think? I really want to know, because for me, this is my favorite part of the hobby. Communicating, discussing what's going to happen in the next edition, and all that. But that's it from me. I appreciate every single one of you, even for coming in for a minute or a second. Generic YouTuber stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'd like to bid you all a farewell.